Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and well, today I'm going to do the Attack on Titan Season 2 review premiere that was on Toonami last night. This was episode 26. If we're going to, you know, count it through the chronological order here. This has been hyped for a couple of weeks now. Obviously, a lot of people have been eagerly waiting for Attack on Titan. Also, if you haven't watched it on Toonami, unlike Dragon Ball Super, it is available later on today on FunimationNow stream service if you guys have the Funimation stream. So there's that. It won't be available until like 10 o'clock tonight, though. So Eastern time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, for people that missed the Attack on Titan premiere on Toonami. So Attack on Titan, the first episode of the new season, essentially 26. Quite honestly, I was quite disappointed with this episode, and hopefully in the next 11 episodes, they'll actually do something that actually is very more interesting. But I expected a lot more from this. They only showed Eren and Mikasa in one scene the entire episode, and considering the fact that Eren's the main character of the show and Mikasa's the main female character of the show, I would have expected them to get way more screen time in the first episode of the new season, and that's how it's supposed to be. And Armin was, there, obviously he's got a significant part in the plot as well. He was there like once, and then that was it. A lot of the main characters were really not utilized that much in this episode at all. They did introduce a couple new characters, which I'm going to explain in my review, but it just some of the stuff was just way out of pace, and I'll explain this right now. So this episode starts off, basically where it left off from episode 25, the season finale of season 1, which was, Annie being, she's frozen, so she's being locked up, or they're putting the black stuff over the ice. Then you see, like, this Titan, eye in the wall. So you see the commander, she's wondering about that. They do some skips through the, the cover story, what happened here, and they could come up with a better cover story. I believe that was the police group, that did that. It had said that, they had the, the horse symbol there. So they were doing all this. Also, there was also the moment where the priest, please, you gotta stop that, or whatever, to the commander and stuff like that. They were cut into a lot of different things. They eventually cut to a scene where they explain stuff, what happened, first, kind of brief summary. And then they go to the theme song. Obviously it's in Japanese, so I don't know what the hell they're saying, so unfortunately these days theme songs are shit because they don't translate them in English, to me, because I don't know what the hell they're saying, so I can't, jam to whatever they're, singing, because I don't know Japanese stuff. This is why they should English dub their theme songs, but they refuse to do that because they're lazy. This day and age, unfortunately. But that's not just for Attack on Titan, that's for every anime, including Dragon Ball Super, apparently, which is the dumbest thing ever, since Dragon Ball is the biggest thing out there. It should be English dubbed. Pure laziness when it comes to theme songs. So Anyways, they go to a scene when the commander is like basically doing her little nutsy, thing. You know, her little nutsy character, and she basically threatens the priest that she's gonna throw her overboard. Because everyone gave their lives, and he won't explain why the titans are inside the wall and stuff like that, and they have a right to know. So she wants to know that. Eventually, she throws him back because it's just a bluff, basically. Um, but she makes it as serious as possible that he's gonna throw her over. But when she basically, I think she actually didn't really plan that, because when she realized that the priest didn't care that he was gonna die, then she didn't care about killing him at that point. So, um, then she asks, "You can at least tell me how many are in the wall." And when she gets into her little weird, glasses type look, and yeah, the priest doesn't say anything really, basically, after that, and it was just like, okay. And so then they also went to something where they said like 12 hours earlier. Um, so Mount Rose, I believe it was called. They conquered the south of Amar Rose, and because they had the Titans. There was like about, I think there was 9 Titans. They were saying 9 Titans. 9 Titans were coming. Um, uh, so one of the scout people were coming. The girl came in and basically told everyone they got to get out. Sasha, aka Potato Girl, ironically, said that she could see it coming, and no one would believe her. But then, of course, when she came and told everyone that you gotta leave and there's no time to put your uniforms on, you just gotta go out there and get your horse and saddle up. Basically, we gotta get out of here. A new character comes in. I don't know if they said who he was or not, but new character's introduced. And he's this new character, and he's the voice of Bierce. Jason Douglas is voicing him. That's the only thing I recognize by him. And he said basically, it's this is it for the girl's like losing hope that this is it for humanity, and he says, no, it's not over. It's not over. You got to believe in yourself or whatever, and then if you believe in yourself, we're gonna win. um just keep fighting. So they had this shit going on. And so then he eventually got everyone. They're all going out. They're all saddling out, and one person said that this is his hometown village, so he wanted to go check it out because it's like they came from the south, so he wanted to go there. After the commander had asked who lived the closest. Sasha said she did, and then she also said that the other person did too, and so he wanted to go to the South Village. So they all kind of divided. They kind of all divided up. So that's what was going on with them. And while this was all going on, they also showed the one scene with Aaron and Mikasa. Mikasa is now like, sleeping on a chair, waiting for Aaron to wake up because she loves him. But so Aaron wakes up and Mikasa's scarf falls on the floor. And that's what wakes Mikasa up. But Aaron's already up at this point, and he gives her the scarf, and says that, eventually, I'll make you a new scarf. So, they had that whole thing with Aaron. They also showed a flashback too of from when they were kids, when Aaron had gotten beat up, and the mother said, maybe you should protect Mikasa. And I'm thinking to myself, he did protect Mikasa. He's the reason why Mikasa's alive. I'm like, what? That was the first thing. Was like, what are you talking about? If it wasn't for Aaron, Mikasa would have died. As a kid. If that's not protecting, I don't know what the hell is. That's the whole reason why Mikasa even loves him. He cares for him, because she saved. Well, no, her life was saved by him. So, I didn't think that was needed at all. If you were a fan of the first season, or watched the first season, this flashback was not needed at all, because we know that Mikasa, the reason why she lives is because that Aaron protected her, so she wants to protect him, but Aaron has protected her on many different occasions, especially during this first season. And of course, he saved her life as a kid. So I didn't like that flashback at all. I didn't think that flashback had any significance whatsoever to the plot. So then Armin decides that he comes in and says they conquered Mount Rose, and they're making their way here. I believe they also showed a scene with Levi and one of the other commanders, or Captain Levi, and in normal clothes, and his commander, basically came in, and they talked about the situation, and so that was kind of it for that. And then going back to the other thing, which I'm not sure if this, I'm not sure where this episode is going, because when they said 12 hours earlier, I'm assuming they were saying it for that particular scene. So, I'm saying, I'm not sure if any of the stuff that we seen with Aaron and Mikasa and, all the other people that we seen, that wasn't a part of the scene with Sasha and those guys. I'm wondering if that was all 12 hours before the events of them capturing Annie, because it seems like that particular, all those stuff happened within hours of them capturing Mikasa, because it seemed like it only had been a couple of hours after they had captured Annie, because obviously Aaron was getting some rest, or Aaron had gotten some rest from after what had happened, of him beating on Annie. So I'm curious. Like I said, this episode to me was a clusterfuck. It just was I don't know, if I don't know if it was that whole, the whole thing with that, with those people was 12 hours before they captured Annie from the season finale, and then a couple hours had passed after Aaron and Mikasa had rested, from capturing Annie. Like I said, that's why I think this episode was very, very catching, because it just seemed like a clusterfuck. Excuse my French again, but that's what it felt like. It just felt like they were flip-flopping throughout this entire episode, and you didn't know what exactly time they were in. But so basically then, this guy, this new dude that's voiced by Jason Douglas, aka Beerus, he goes on his own, and all these people, because one of the soldiers said, "Oh, let's help him," or something like that, and he's like, "No, no, 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 this guy's second only to Captain Levi in terms of skills." So now he starts attacking some of these Titans. I think he actually knocked out a couple of Titans, according to him. He said there was only like 4 left, and there was like 9 Titans, because they were all going after him at this point, and this is why they divided. And then he notices a Titan that's an abnormal, and it's not only abnormal; it has like fur. It has like gorilla fur. So he even points this out, that it's weird. Not only is it abnormal, but he has fur, which that Titans have never, even abnormals we have up to this point haven't seen them wearing fur. So he didn't know what the hell was going on. So he decides, to play it safe, that he's done enough so far. So he decides to call his horse. But what happens is when the horse decides to come over, the abnormal basically kills it and then throws it right at him. And because of this leads to him falling, and because he didn't obviously know this was going to happen, he was caught by surprise. Even for an abnormal, this is kind of surprising, because abnormals really don't go after horses, the abnormal, because of this, he falls, and one of the regular Titans is like, starting to basically, he got his legs in his mouth, and he starts chewing his legs. Surprisingly, his legs doesn't fall off for some reason, but the abnormal Titan had told him to not do anything, to him. But apparently he hadn't heard him, because he was still chewing on it, and so then he just like breaks him. And so then he starts speaking the human's language. And he says, "I'm sure I speak in your language." So he's talking. The 3 other Titans are fearful of the abnormal. So he's talking to him, and he asks basically like, how does he fly? How does he use the flying device, is what he wants to know about. That's what he seems to be very intrigued about. So eventually he just decides to take it, because he's not answering the question, because he's shocked and fear that he can talk. So after that, he uses the flashback, this fight, it's not over without a fight, basically. So then that's what he says, and he has the sword out, ready to fight. And so then the guy just basically says, "Oh, Titans, you can attack him now," basically. And so then they basically chew him up alive, and there's like one scene as it goes off the air, they show like a red screen of it, of him basically chewing his head off. So this high and mighty character that's supposed to be just as good as Levi gets killed in one episode. I thought that was pretty stupid. We're introducing like a new character that's supposed to be just as good as Levi, and he dies in the first episode of the new season. It just seemed really stupid. So yeah, I was not intrigued by the first episode at all. I think the first episode had a lot of stupid shit going on, and I hope it picks up in the next episode. I don't think the characters were utilized correctly. Eren was hardly used in this episode. Mikasa was hardly used in the episode. Eren had like one line. I'm not Eren. Armin. Armin had like one line, and that was kind of the episode. yeah, I'm hoping that the next episode will be a lot better because this was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It just, the premiere episode just kind of was really not that impressive. So I'm hoping it will get better in the next episode because I like Attack on Titan. I like the first season, but I don't know what was wrong. They just never really explained this correctly, and a lot of the stuff with this episode, the 12-hour earlier thing, and going back and forth to present day, I think, was just kind of weird how they did all that. It just didn't make sense. Um, because we know that it was just after they defeated Annie, so we know that that wasn't 12 hours earlier, like the daytime one was. So there's just a lot of things that just don't add up in this first episode of the new season. So hopefully next week on Toonami, we'll be able to find out more about Attack on Titan, or what's for the coming weeks. Now, unlike Dragon Ball Super, Attack on Titan will be available on more platforms than just Toonami. For anybody who is interested in Attack on Titan Season 2 or have watched the first season, it will premiere on Toonami at, I believe, 12:30. Yeah, 12:30. 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, or 12:30 midnight Eastern Standard Time. But it will then go up on the FunimationNow stream service site the next day at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you miss it on Toonami, or if you don't have cable, it will be on the English dub, I should say, will be on the FunimationNow stream service the next day after it premieres on Toonami. Adult Swim Toonami, I should say, on cable. It will premiere the next day at 10 p.m. The English dub will premiere the next day on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the times I go by are Eastern Standard Time, so you got to check your localistics if you live in a different state that goes by a different time zone. Those are the ways to watch Attack on Titan. There's a lot of different ways to watch Attack on Titan. It's not like Dragon Ball Super where it's only exclusive to Adult Swim. There, is ways to watch it. You might have to wait a day after it premieres on Toonami, but you will be able to watch it if you have the Funimation Now stream service site, or stream service. So, yeah, that is my Attack on Titan Season 2 premiere, Episode 26. Let me know what you guys think about the premiere and what you thought about it. Did you like it? Are you hoping for better for the next episode? I'm definitely hoping that the next episode is better than this premiere, because this premiere I felt was very, very, I don't know. It just I just didn't like how they executed it, really. So I'm hoping that it will be better for the next episode. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.